Hello, welcome to a new podcast series brought to you by Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies called Dumbing It Down. This is a series where the four of us will talk about various topics out of character, or we will do a wrap-up show of the last episode or the last couple of episodes, kind of get a peek more into our regular personalities. We're excited to share it with you, and thank you for listening. If you are enjoying, please tell a friend and give us a rating and a review. Thanks.
And
I
none of
cannot believe that none of y'all died.
I can't believe that neither of these evil monsters became servants of Morgoth.
What the fuck?
Ingemar wouldn't even consider.
Ingemar told him to fuck off because Ingemar knows if he starts trying to make a deal with Morgoth, then the fiend is going to come down and pluck his soul out of his body.
Gotcha. It's like you don't make a deal with another devil when you've already got one going.
I offered Lenny a cure to his vampirism, so you got to give him a break on why he's a blood hunter. He hates vampires.
Yeah,
he's been cursed for a while.
That in the end is what he used to retaliate was his vampirism. Then
I told you I had a plan. I just couldn't tell you, Sam. I said I had a narrative.
Yeah, I told everyone over there. I was like, I'm not going to talk to you about the game because I'm mad at Lenny. I was like, I'm not mad at Josh. I'm just mad at Lenny.
He basically what he said was could he just wait and think about it? I said, yeah, if you wait and think about it, I won't attack you if you don't attack
me. So I wanted to
use
that so I was actually trying to use that kind of a strategic advantage. I was going to let y'all basically tank this dude for a little bit and let him ignore me, and then I was going to try to surprise attack him when he got
I actually think that it saved you because Owen's AC was so high. I spent so much time trying to hit Owen. Just so y'all know, Morgoth had 148 HP.
He was a beast. Yeah, because we came in hitting hard.
So me and Seals added up and figured we were around 50, 55 that we had already done damage to him.
Yeah, we assumed he had like 30 more left at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy. Important question. Is Blackbeak here with us?
Yeah, he's with you, and he's happy as can be. He's flapping around. He's proud of himself. He kicked this guy's ass.
Yeah. And pecked his damn eyes out.
He goes, Owen, if the rest of the guys don't mind, could I continue to travel with you? I don't have a home of my own.
Owen will look up at the bird and smile, and he'll look to his companions.
Ingemar just grunts and sheathes both of his swords.
I'm down.
Well, it looks like we've got a new home for you and the newest member of our party, Blackbeak.
My good man, tell me what you know about bird law. I'm interested to hear, sir.
Oh, God.
Well, are you talking fantasy bird law or earth bird law? And then they just kind of like start talking as you guys walk off into the distance.
Perfect fade to black. I love it.
They're like going back and forth, and Ingemar just goes like, oh. And Owen just gives him a little pat on the head, and then you fade to black.
My God.
Bravo, my good man. That was a good fucking one shot, Taylor.
That was great.
Yeah, well done.
That was good shit.
Glad y'all enjoyed it.
I'm so glad I got to describe the finishing blow.
Tune in next time as the group takes on Krampus.
I didn't want to tell you that would be awesome. I didn't want to tell y'all like, oh, he's starting to look bloody. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to ruin the suspense if somebody's like, oh, let me tell y'all a couple things real quick. Okay, this is cool. So there were 3 possible endings. Okay.
Oh.
So Sam was AFK when I talked about one that I suspected.
What was the one you suspected?
If I had killed that bird and laid him on the altar.
So, okay, if you killed Blackbeak, which I thought was a definite possibility, right? Because they were saying one must die, and and you said you didn't trust him, blah blah blah. If you killed Blackbeak, he still would have came and attacked y'all. If he killed 2 of you, either through dealings with Lenny, and that includes Blackbeak, So this is one option. If he took half of the party's souls, okay, then he would have let the other 2 leave. So you would have been teleported out of the house scot-free. You go on about your life. That's ending 1. Ending 2, yeah, all the souls would have still been trapped in the house. 2 of the people would have been dead, like forever dead, and 2 people would have been left. Ending 2 was the one that you guys did where you killed him. That's the happy ending. You released all the souls that are trapped. You kill him, blah blah blah.
Is lifted
and y'all all survived. I thought maybe 1 might die and you could still get to ending 2. Ending 3 is you could have ran. You would have had to make a strength check on the door to bust through the door.
Right.
There would have been 2. I think I had specters in this hallway that try to block the end of the hallway to get back up the stairs. And then you would have basically stayed in initiative mode. You would have had to go back up the ladder. So you would have been at the top floor. Every room with a fireplace would have had a thick black smoke in the room. All party members take 1d10 damage at the start of every turn if they're in one of those rooms. And then the armor and the rug would have been alive again, and then the specter upstairs would have been alive again. So you could have potentially made it out before you died from the poison, from the d10 damage.
Close though.
So you could have
ran without entering the room.
No. If
we forced our way back out,
he appears, did his big monologue, and then y'all are like, "Fuck this," and y'all just bust your way out the door and get out of the house.
Yeah,
it was an option. All the souls and everything would have been trapped. Y'all could have potentially all made it out alive, including Blackbeak. But y'all did the best
or anything. We would have died.
So
that was wild.
I homebrewed him, and I went back and forth on a lot of things. I was gonna at one point make him immune or resistant to non-magical weapons, but he would have smoked y'all. So if I would have done that, I would have just lowered his HP probably to 90 or 100.
Yeah, if we had been playing like a normal campaign up to level 4, there would have been like better chance for us to have magical weapons.
That's kind of what I got.
One shot, it's kind of tough.
And I'm like, it just limits. It kind of would make it a one-way fight, like where Lenny would just try and stab him with the dagger. Just I feel like it would be more boring. So I just gave him more HP.
Yeah. So like a little spoiler on the vampires that y'all fought. Generally, vampires are immune to all damage but silver. But I just made them resistant to all damage but silver. So y'all can still hurt them.
Werewolves,
for werewolves. What did I say? Vampires?
Yes.
Yeah, werewolves. Because, like, in my mind, anybody can kill a werewolf with enough damage. Like,
a
hunter with an axe can kill a werewolf.
So I basically created all his stats. Like, he had some... Y'all, honestly, though, like... Y'all did way better than expected because, like, his con save was a +7. His wisdom save was a +5.
Yeah, the rolls really went our way. That could have gone a lot uglier.
His pitchfork was +7 to hit. I mean, like, he missed Owen a lot with that 18. You have 18 or 19?
I have 19. You rolled an 18 at least twice, and then like a 17 and stuff. Like anybody else, you would have been hitting.
Like, he could have killed one of y'all in one attack move with the double pitchfork. He rolled 2d6s +2 each pitchfork.
Yeah, he almost killed.
He missed both his ram attacks because of the.
Oh, I didn't get to do the ram. Okay, so on the ram, if he hit, it's just 1d8 +3. But check this out. Y'all are going to love this.
Seth's going to hate it. I can already feel it.
He's going to do a dex saving throw. And if you got under 10, you were stunned, which is like a really harsh condition, which is like you can't do anything for a turn. And if you were under 15, you would have been knocked prone. So that was just a little funny Easter egg.
I think Seth would rather be stunned than knocked prone.
I would.
He hates it so much.
And then the hurl flame, he didn't really get to do much because of just where people were. But the hurl flame was 3d6s +5 to hit.
I think Seth would disagree that the hurl flame didn't do much.
It was painful.
What did it do? 22 to you?
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
I have to bid you adieu.
All right.
Yeah, I'm out of here too.
Thanks
Enjoy
for
All right, that
the
was fun.
fish.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well,
That was great. He was
I
good.
was terrified. I don't know if I ever actually said what I was doing because I feel like it breaks the suspense. But the vicious mockery is a gamble, but it definitely came in handy. A couple
Oh yeah,
times.
that was great.
Oh, that's vicious mockery. I love how you flavored that for your warlock, for your evil warlock.
Yeah,
Because it's a bard cantrip, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just be like, haha, look at you, you can't hit me. You know,
Yeah,
something
na
easy.
boo boo. But he's like, nah, it's deep speech.
Yeah, black speech of Mordor.
That's
Fucking-
great. I love that. One last thing before you leave, Taylor. When I I was actually building them out in Pathfinder, and I was planning to give him a familiar because of the way I was building him there. Yeah, I was going to give him like a moth familiar, and so I freaking love
It worked out awesome.
the white wing familiar.
And dude, he did. I didn't write him down separately, but he probably did 25 or 30 damage.
He hit, I think, 4 times, and they were all 5s and 6s.
Yeah, I think he did 25 or so damage, and that's
like,
you know,
he has 1d6 plus nothing, so it's like, oh, okay, that's really not going to do much for you from a damage perspective.
I cooked that up. I cooked that up yesterday because for the ending for him for that ability, because I wanted it to be a hard decision on sacrificing him, because it really didn't do anything. If you sacrificed him, he was still going to attack you, and he would have probably even like made fun of you guys for sacrificing a bird,
for offering a bird instead of a real soul.
So I wanted it to make it a tough decision for you to
it
trust
definitely
him.
made me feel more connected to him.
Yeah, good.
To have some mechanical advantage.
It also made it less likely for Ingmar to kill him.
Right. Yeah, I wanted y'all to somewhat trust him and make it like he's like this sweet, great character, and it would be like evil of y'all to sacrifice him.
Yeah.
Well,
so he really was.
Like,
so his story was all 100% legit, huh? Well, I guess we can explore it if we do more one shots with these characters.
No, it was legit. Yeah, it was legit.
So Ingmar would have no issue with the evil aspect of killing him, but Ingmar's lawful side says if somebody's a member of my party, then I'm not going to hurt them.
Yeah, like he's got an allegiance. We have an agreement, right? Like we're almost in a contract.
Right. And so once Owen brought him in, it kind of made him to where Ingmar wasn't going to harm him unless he did something to betray the party. Ingmar was very close to attacking Lenny.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty proud of that idea with the muting.
That was great.
And it did. I was thinking, God, what can I do for everybody? And I thought Lenny would be the easiest one, because in his backstory, he's a vampire hunter who hates vampires, but got bit and turned at some point.
Well, so and he's chaotic.
And he's chaotic, yeah. So I thought, yeah, which y'all will hear when you listen to what he said and stuff. But
that'll be super fun.
Which he kind of broke out of character for a minute. He was like, well, he was really considering, because he was like, well, can we like talk outside of character? Because if I were to, you know,
right.
But I'll leave all that in. It was entertaining.
I'm excited to listen to everybody's combos.
Yeah, I'm very
yours and Seth's were very similar. Y'all were both kind of like righteous indignation, like
fuck you.
Screw you. No.
For totally different reasons, but same result, which is kind of what I expected before we started the one.
Well, and it's kind of similar reasons, like, right? It's our loyalty to our, benefactor.
Our patron. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I thought maybe I could get Ingmar against Lenny, and I thought maybe I could get Owen against Ingmar, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't going to get Owen.
Yeah, Owen.
Just because you're not going to make a deal with the devil, basically. You're righteous.
Right. It's like, it doesn't even matter what my, compatriots are. They could be, as long as they are not, like, they cannot be more evil than you, Sir Demon.
Right.
Right. And I thought,
Yeah, I thought Lenny. I thought, ooh, the vampirism. I thought maybe I could get him to do something. And he was like, well, I don't want to. Basically, what he was like, I don't want to attack him, but if I, he's like, will you not attack me if I? And I was like, yeah. I was like, that sounds like a deal. I'll give you time to think about it. Yeah, I was in character.
So like a month ago, I almost asked you if there was a way we could sew in Ingmar as the bad guy because I didn't know how much you had fleshed out for the final fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a slight amount of temptation, but I was like, for character and role playing purposes, there's no way he would even consider making another deal because of his current deal.
Right. So I'll tell you all this too, and I'll probably make like an episode out of all this after stuff too, because it'll be interesting. But
that'd be cool. Yeah, make it its own episode and be like, this is like a bonus content.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and maybe even release it like the same day or something, the next day. But so there's this one shot. What's part of Curse of Strahd, which is, I don't know how much y'all know of it, but he's like this vampire storyline. It's like whole campaign. It's like very dark, and
it's like one of the most popular campaigns. People love it.
So there's this one shot, and it's the beginning of the campaign. It's called the Death House, and basically in the Death House story, okay, you're traveling on a dark road, and there's a fog. So I stole that, and you see these two adolescent twins that basically are like, can you help us, and they lure you into this house, and then they are basically Jack and Jacqueline. But I didn't want it to have anything to do with hurting kids, so that's why I made Jack and Jacqueline like 18, 19. And two, so I totally had to change that. There's this whole thing with Death House where the wife becomes deranged and she like kills her baby, and then the baby like morphs into this big monster. It's like gory-esque.
Right.
So I used the bird. So to go back to your bird question, I used the bird as a way to, one, lure you into the house, and two, make you have basically a friendly companion that you would have to potentially sacrifice at the end, because I knew that.
Well, and it was really handy to have as a DM. I find characters like that really handy to just
like the one time you guys were kind of stuck and you needed to look at the dollhouse. That was hilarious. Y'all were all scared to look at the dollhouse. I was like, you need to look at the dollhouse.
I still, if the house still existed and we needed to go back to rescue the children, I would still avoid the dollhouse even after the demon's dead.
And y'all thought the dollhouse and the mirrors.
Yeah, y'all thought the mirrors were gonna like be a portal or something. They were just lore. They were just
I expected them to like do what they did, except like take us over.
Yeah. Now, okay, let me tell you one other thing that would have,
as you have 1 million in your house.
Exactly.
There would have been one more awesome thing. So when Jack and Jacqueline tried to possess you, I stole this from Death House. So if you notice, Jack was scared of his own shadow and Jacqueline was like a badass. If you were possessed, I would have asked y'all to actually role play the personality of the one who possessed you, like until you were unpossessed, which could have been all the way through the final fight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
So if you were possessed by Jack, like instead of running over into the fight, you would have had to like kind of cower back and maybe cast a spell or throw a weapon or something.
So glad I was not possessed.
You could have like scared it out. So if you were possessed, you could have scared it out like with an intimidation. There were ways to get rid of it. But I do have to tell y'all one thing. Y'all did everything amazing, but you did miss one thing. And you said you were going to do it, but you didn't. If you would have taken Jack and Jacqueline's bones down to their empty crypt.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were trapped in that room specifically. They would have been released to whatever the equivalent of heaven would be.
Okay.
Instead of drugged down to hell. And I was going to tie it into Owen's backstory. And basically, your God was going to appear and bless all three of y'all and give you all a long rest.
Oh, that's
cool.
wild.
So I was going to give you all a long rest opportunity before you went into this battle.
Yeah.
Wild.
I like the option there because I brought that up. Remember, I was like, man, we need to like inter these bones. And we even tried to like get them out. At that point, we didn't know there was a crypt to put them in.
I just listened before we started to the last part of the last episode, and you said, Sam, you said after y'all killed Mr. and Mrs. Turn, you said we need to go up there and get their bones and bring them back down here. And then you went up the ladder and did a short rest, but then today you didn't mention it, and I didn't want to like push too much because it was just a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that would have been handy if we had remembered to do that though.
That would have been wild.
We've in our other game, like in the D&D Beyond, we'll just like add a chat to it for things to remember like that. We'll just like send a message.
Well, and I do a lot more detailed note taking in our long term.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think I went up with 6 pages of notes for this one, but
I have 1 page. So for the first session, I have Turn Manor, Shattered Plain, Fog forced us in, Black Beak led us to the mansion. And then the second session, I have Jack and Jacqueline Turn, Black Beak is a lying tool, 30 fireplace had trap door. And then session 3, Morgoth the Wicked, servant of Asmodeus. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. Session 0 was half page. Session 1 was 1.5 pages. Session 2 was a shitload of pages. But yeah, on on the first page for this session, there's a note that I wrote, and it literally says, oh no, I wrote 2.5 pages for this session. It says Black Beak must die.
Black Beak's a lying tool. Black Beak must die.
And then the next line is Black Beak joins Owen as a companion. Because when I wrote that first note, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Black Beak must die. Black Beak joins Owen. Ugh.
That's amazing.
Oh,
I love it.
But like, I usually track our battles a lot more serious, and like this battle, I tracked this battle, but at one point I just write chaos ensues, like really quick.
And you knew that this was going to be the end,
right? So it wasn't tracking as much, but yeah, that was good stuff.
I'm glad y'all liked it.
That was a good boss.
Yeah, so I took the fog from Death House. I took the cult. There's a cult in Death House. The dollhouse revealing the way to go I took. Because, it's just a...
Oh, yeah, that's a great device.
I thought it was cool. It's a cool plot. Moves the plot forward. The ghost that can possess you, I took. By the way, y'all almost died. I'm telling y'all, those Jack and Jacqueline, there was like that like razor's edge moment where Ingmar was about to fight Jacqueline. They were fucking badass. They have like, I think they were a challenge 4 rating each, Sam.
Oh, and we're level 4, so like they could each take a party of 4 level 4s.
They had like 70 HP each. They had these crazy moves. They had these moves where you lost your HP like permanently. They were fucking... I was like... Because in that moment, I was like, okay, you're going to fight? And you were like... You said something. I can't remember exactly what happened, but that was an awesome moment where you were like, okay. You rolled a check, and she was like, okay, I'll let you go by or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you would have failed that check and they fought, that could have been... One of y'all could have died at that fight for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I knew they could potentially kill us, but I didn't know how to move through the room in character without being an asshole. I think what happened is I think I rolled a nat 20 and then said something smooth-ish to what's her name, and she
Jacqueline. Yeah, you did. You like did a persuasion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Also, Sam, I think don't you have like a turn undead ability?
I do, but
you
compared
could have
to
used that a couple of times, and it would have been
compared to my
nasty.
other channel divinity, that Radiance of the Dawn that blasts them with 2d10 plus 2 radiant damage uses the same resource pool, and I only have one per short rest, so generally that's better because the turn undead literally just makes them run away.
Right.
So like if there was a if you're in like a if you were in a graveyard and a bunch of zombies rose up, the turn undead could be good, and then you like run away and get to a strategic position and funnel them or whatever.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But like for a couple guys that you're gonna stand there and fight, I think it's better to just get them with the damage early.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, that was fun. Well, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great. What did you think of DMing? You seem to love it.
I liked it. It was fun. I mean, I do have to say, I mean, like, because I knew this was a one shot, like I really overthought like every detail and stuff. Like, I don't know that I could do that much detail on like a weekly thing.
Well, I mean, y'all have played, you know that not every week is the same level of detail. Like some weeks I've got this much stuff all built up, and then other weeks we just kind of, cruise through the motions. And I think that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I kept like kind of obsessing over it and going, "Oh, I can add this, I can add that."
It's also your first time DMing, right? So like,
exactly,
I had all these mnemonics and tips and tricks from like YouTube videos and stuff I watched. Like
That's true. I took most of my time tweaking the characters, trying to make it balanced.
Yeah, so like balancing is easier for me. I've just been doing it longer.
Like I thought maybe he would be OP, but he might have been a little underpowered. Like I was thinking maybe his AC was 16.
No, I think he was perfect. Actually, I think that we just had really good rolls. I mean, Owen.
Your rolls were insane. You beat.
I don't think Owen missed and was doing a lot of damage on like every hit. Seth got him twice with the disadvantage, which saved us from 2 huge hits. Like,
yes, that disadvantage. I rolled a nat 20 on the ram on Ingmar. I might have killed him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like that would have been brutal. You could have stunned him, done a massive amount of damage. Like we would have been in a totally different situation, right? We would have been in triage mode trying to keep.
And you wouldn't have had me surrounded. You had him surrounded.
Exactly. Like it would have been. I think that quickly could have gone the other way.
And then I wasn't sure what I thought. Those creatures that y'all fought are called lemures. They only have 13 HP and a 7 AC. But
I think they're perfect minions, honestly.
Yeah, I just thought, well, it'll just distract you. You'll have to contend with them. And they only
distracted Owen.
Yeah.
Much to Seth's chagrin.
Get the fuck over
You're
here.
You're just like, what are you doing with that little shithead?
Leave that blob alone. I'm about to get fucking murked over here. Do you know?
You were so right, too.
That I wound up ending the campaign at full HP.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, because you killed him and got the 7 back?
No, I had full HP when he first came over there at me.
That's awesome. So you had the greater
potion.
You had the greater potion, and Lenny had the regular one.
Yeah, he had the greater potion, and he rolled really good on it.
I didn't get hit again after I had the greater potion. Took the greater potion, and then I technically killed him. So technically, I ended at 37 out of 30 HP.
I love that freaking potion of heroism. When I found that, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome."
Potion of heroism was great. It got me a couple hits that wouldn't have been hit. The 10 HP was huge. So I finished at 26 instead of 15.
Yeah,
because of the extra 10 HP from it.
So it gave you 10. It gave you 10 HP, and then it gave you +4 on your attacks.
Yep,
that's strong.
Not +4, plus a D4. You got to roll the D4.
Plus a D4. So, that's still strong as hell.
2 average, but.
Well, what's crazy is he can use that fucking spell on all of us.
So Bless is. I actually think that Bless is kind of a broken spell for a first level spell. I think it should be second level.
Owen didn't really even use. You didn't even use it. Did you have any left?
It was literally out. That's why we were talking about using. And that's what I'm saying. Like if I had come in with full spells, I would have been smiting most of my hits and doing an extra 2d8 So I think you
I
tuned
thought
him
y'all
great.
were going to get the bones. That's why I was like, you'll get. I was kind of. I didn't want to spoiler it, but I thought you were going to get the bones and do that.
Oh,
And I
that's
was going
funny.
to
You
do
were
this
like,
whole
don't worry
thing.
about a long rest. You're about to get the bones.
Also, I don't think y'all would do a long rest in that house, just from a canon.
I don't think we would do
You'd be
another
creeped
one.
out.
We did one, right? And then we got attacked by a ghost by doing it. So,
but we had to because Lenny was dead.
Right. We had to do that one. That was like emergency scenario, and like I always think about a one shot as like a movie, right? Like
That
it's
was
not
a funny
it's not a
moment when
TV
that
show.
Spectre. I was like, and the Spectre's back, and y'all were like, cracked up laughing.
You're like, wait, how long does this rest take? Oh, Spectre's back.
Like, what the fuck?
Because basically the idea is like this house is cursed and it's just like there perpetually. So I was like, okay, so it's been a night's passed. So yeah, she's back.
Yeah.
It's fucking
everything's
crazy
just
though.
Trapped.
Yeah, one shot's like a movie and a regular campaign's like a series.
Yeah, like an HBO series.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I always think like a movie, like there would be that scene where they all try to hunker down and have their beans and
right, yeah.
That sort of part.
Well, just imagine, Taylor, not all of them, some of them will be slightly different because it'll be the Archfey and not the Fiend. But just imagine some of the abilities that Ingmar has shown off in this one shot Shadow will have.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I really like Ingmar. He's strong as hell.
Well, he got but he got down twice in that first fight.
Yeah,
I was a little concerned, but
well, the funny thing is he should have had a high enough AC to hardly get hit that first fight.
Yeah, he might have only got hit once that first fight.
But that's kind of what Sam. I'm sure you can speak to this, but the fact that first fight was the hardest one, especially right under this one. It really wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be like an introduction, kind of.
It's tough. Sometimes you throw something out there like those suits of armor, and you're like, these guys aren't that bad. Their HP is not that bad, and then you don't realize that, oh shit, they have an 18 AC, so they're only getting hit 25% of the time from your average, +4 person or whatever.
And with 4 enemies, like the broom was supposed to be like a novelty, and you ended up having to fight the broom half the time. So that's DPS.
Yeah, it took 3 hits to kill the broom. I should have killed it in 1. The
broom fucked us up.
Yeah, it is what I'll tell you. I was a little bit nervous about your amateur DMness when I saw that it was just him. And I was like, ooh, if he doesn't have any minions, that's going to be rough. So I was super pleased that you summoned people because
that was a last minute thing too.
Is what everybody talks about with 5e, and all of them struggle with it, but 5e is really bad about it. It's just the action economy. Just whichever side has more actions has a significant advantage.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
And you get them pounded and do those sorts of things.
Yeah, that sort of thing is also huge. But I mean, really, it's just if all 3 of us are attacking once a round, that's 3 d20 rolls. If he's attacking once a round, that's 1 d20 roll. So that's why big scary monsters have things like multi-attack, like you gave him. It's like you did everything right. You did a great job with them.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
I don't know exactly where it came from, but I will say this. I will be making sure that old Shadow gets the Scorching Ray wherever I got that.
Which one was the Scorching Ray? From Pact of the
triple fireball.
Oh, that's probably just a spell. That's probably just a...
That thing killed the rug. It saved us from taking any damage from the bats.
Yeah, I will trade 1 spell for no HP loss whatsoever on the bats. That was great. The
bats were... I will tell you, the bats were like... They had 1 HP each.
I figured.
Perfect freaking spell.
Yeah, it was. So it used 1 slot.
They could have potentially... How much damage could they do?
Yeah, they could have done I think they rolled a d4 each, so they could have done 12 damage before you went into a big fight like that.
My point is that Lenny at one point there towards the end had 4 HP.
Yeah,
right.
If a bat would have bit him, he would have gone down right there. We finished him pretty quickly after.
What do you think about my my actual map? I built all this.
Oh yeah, this room.
Yeah,
is
you did a great job.
Yeah. Simple,
and I thought the pillars, I was like,
great.
yeah, you could use the pillars if you wanted, but it's still wide open. You could.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it big enough, like where Ingmar could get in a corner and cast without like being right on top and those sort of things.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It was a very good room. I think it's very cool, and it's what you would see in a AAA video game. I mean, nothing too crazy,
Right.
but still
Yeah.
ornate and conveys the message adequately. I mean, it looks like a boss room to me.
Yeah, it totally does. It's great.
I like that little torture room too. I spent a lot of time like adding the little details on that torture room.
It's great.
Ingmar's bedroom. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm glad y'all liked it.
I did not see that it has one of those things that you sit people on and it slowly splits.
Yes, it has one of those.
I did not notice that at
like
first.
the spike that they
butt spike. Why did they make one of those?
Jeez.
What is Tailspire thinking?
And then I don't know if y'all picked up on this, but basically they lured like people with like homeless people in, and then they said if you join and help us lure others, then we won't kill you and torture. But if they refused, then those are the people that they tortured to try and do the summoning spells and do those sorts of things to gain the favor of Asmodeus.
Dark shit happening. Wicked. And it explains why they wouldn't let the kids join the parties, because the parties were nefarious.
Yeah, I kind of wanted y'all to pick up on the parties were not. Yeah, which
I just kind of thought they might be like, I thought they might be kind of ritually seancey, evil shit, but I didn't think they were like literally capture people to sacrifice them to demons level of bad. Like, I feel no remorse for the ghouls now. They deserve that fate 100%.
You were worried that we were killing people that were just victims of a cruel enchantment?
Yeah, I thought that maybe even the adult turns were, it wasn't really their fault. They had been tricked by a demon like this guy,
Well, that's why I wanted to make it clear that Jack and Jacqueline were ghosts. Because they had a normal alignment. Everything else y'all thought were like evil creatures.
Right.
They were ghouls or ghasts or specters.
Right.
Ghosts are just like people that are, ethereal and their soul,
Right. Their alignment is whatever it was in life.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm excited to get back to Talik and Shadow and Body Knock. So.
Me too.
All right. See y'all later.
All right, later.
Hello. Thanks again for listening to our podcast, Dumbing It Down. Check us out on Instagram at DNDN Dummies. Also, please, if you are enjoying the show, tell a friend and give us a rating and a review on your favorite podcast app. It helps other people find us, and it really helps support the show. So thanks again, and we really appreciate you.